Okay, fantastic. YouTube is live, Discord is live, and let's begin. Awesome. Just mic test, guys. Can you hear me? If you guys can hear me, just say hi in the. Just say hello. You can hear me in the live chat. I have it on my phone. Oh man, amazing. Um, All right, testing one, two, three. Okay, great, guys. So this has been a long time coming, and I'm very excited to share with you guys some of the amazing updates that we have been working on over the last few months, honestly. And this is a long time coming because it's been nearly a year since MahaDAO started, and we've come a really long way throughout that journey. But now, what I'm going to share with you guys is something so major and exciting that I strongly believe could possibly change the world. And what is the point of doing something if you're not going to change the world, right? So it's this is our first live stream on YouTube. Really thank you guys for joining us, and hope you will be entertained in what we have to share for today, right? And a bit about the updates that we are going to talk about today, right? So let me see. Can you guys see my screen? Just type in the YouTube if you guys can see my screen. Oh, yeah, you can. Perfect. Awesome, great. So the first piece that I would like to share with you guys is about the private sale investors. And this is an important piece because private sale investors are now fully out of the equation for MahaDAO, which means there's no more dumping of tokens by private sale investors on the community and on the team. I think this is fantastic. And this sort of is elaborated in a recent buyback we did for 100,000 Maha from various private sale investors. So some of these investors do have small amounts of Maha exposure, but now a large chunk of them are no more in the system. And how exciting is that when the project is given back to the people? Now the reason why I say this is because if we could go back in time and change a few things, I think the one thing we would have changed is the fact that we ever got private sale investors in the first place. Because without the private sale investors dumping on us, Maha itself saw a massive, massive growth all the way up to $25, right? But since the private sale investors do exist and they have tokens that they would dump on us, we have sort of like gone down from there, right? So if there's one thing that I could change if we could go back in time is to get the private sale investors on board. That's the one thing I would have not done had we had back of Maha, and we will see the glory days of $10, $20, $25 per Maha token. And that's why, as founders, myself, we have bought back a huge chunk of Maha back from investors to show how bullish we are on the project. The second bit I want to talk about is this beautiful price chart that we have for Maha. I mean, what kind of a chart is it? This is like a work of art, honestly, where basically we are not only forming higher lows, but every time we have a spur or an announcement, we see a huge spike of interest, and I'm very excited that the community is still alive and active today. And I mean, this is such a beautiful chart. Honestly, I can't explain how excited we are to see this, grow into something really big. Moving on, this is our GitHub repository, and this is something that we want to bring to notice to show you guys that hey, we are actively working, developing, coding, researching a lot of things with various different products, various different features. Suggestions from the community, from advisors, and so on. But the only issue is that a lot of these repositories are private. So what I'm showing you right now is an actual live snapshot of our repositories. And as you can see, we have many things being worked on, quite active. I mean, at least 7-8 repositories are updated, within the last week or so. I mean, all of these are our work that we're doing. So as you can see, there's a lot of exciting stuff being worked on under the hood. And we're just getting started. The show is just getting started. Yeah. The next bit, which is really cool to talk about, is the Maha that has been staked. And I think this is a very bullish thing to note, simply because now the circulating supply of Maha, after now that all the private sector investors are out, the inflation of Maha drops drastically and stays the same over the next 9 years. So Maha has like a 10-year tokenomics, a really long-term tokenomics. The supply of Maha now is going to get so scarce that over the remaining 70% of the circulating supply, currently I think we have about, 2.3 million tokens in circulation, 3 million tokens in circulation out of a total supply of 10. The remaining 70% gets distributed across 9 years. And out of that, 20%, so 20% of the 3 million tokens is already locked. How awesome is that? I mean, it's like creating long-term believers and holders of the project. So this is very exciting to see, and I'm proud that we have such an active and strong community that believe in what MahaDAO is trying to do. Moving forward, of course, this month we promised you guys exchange listings. Sorry. And we've had 2 exchange listings that have happened this month, FMFW and LBank. And obviously, we hope to get more exchange listings coming, as time moves on. The team has enough funds for some of the tier 1 exchanges. We're just waiting for more updates, more users, a bigger growth, and so on. Uniswap interface, and people can easily transact and so on.
Steve,
Yep.
I think your stream stopped for a bit.
Stream stopped. Okay, sorry. Where
Yeah,
it is
we can
stopped?
see your screen now. So just going back to the Earth wallet.
Earth wallet. Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Perfect.
Yeah, just hold on. Let me just see if I can see the stream. Okay, yeah. If the stream does get cut, Gafur, just let me know, right? Because this is the first time we're doing it. First time we're doing on YouTube Live. There can be bugs. There can be stuff that goes wrong. Yeah. So just interrupt me if
Okay.
it gets
Yep.
stuck. Yeah.
Yep. Yep.
So here is the Earth wallet. And one interesting thing, guys, I want you to note is that the Earth wallet will officially integrate Petro into its ecosystem. And this is a very, very big deal because Petro is one of the official cryptocurrencies of Venezuela, but it has a lot of issues when it comes to adoption, right? And so MahaDAO will launch Earth alongside with Petro in Venezuela in the coming few months. And we're very excited to have that integration added into the ecosystem. Now this is the major bit, guys. So are you ready for the major announcement that we're working on, have been working on over the last, I would say, 6 to 7 months, but have been keeping our mouth shut simply because the timing is not right. But today the timing is right, and with the blessings of Satoshi, we would like to show you guys and introduce to you guys MahaChain, the world's first DAO-powered blockchain with economic incentives built in. And what better way to introduce MahaChain than an article from Cointelegraph, a tier 1 publication, with a lot of users reading it every now and then, right? And this is a major step for MahaDAO simply because it makes the Maha token more valuable than what it was before. The Maha token now plays the role of a blockchain token. This is very similar to a Polygon token or Ethereum token or Terra Luna, and all the other different blockchain tokens you see that have obviously ludicrous valuations. So now MahaDAO is stepping into the game with its own blockchain called as MahaChain. But now questions come, right? Like, hey, why should we create our own blockchain when there's already Ethereum, when there's already Avalanche, Polygon, Solana, all these guys out there? Why should we create our own new chain? And there's something very cool, very interesting, very special about the MahaChain that I think is so disruptive that it could potentially make waves across nations over the next coming years, right? So so reading through the PR, talks about MahaDAO recently announced the launch of MahaChain, a revolutionary blockchain with built-in, robust economic policies powered by smart contracts, bearing a resemblance with policies issued by a central bank. MahaChain implements different economic policies such as quantitative easing, buybacks, interest rates to promote and boost the growth of the dApps within the MahaChain ecosystem. So it is the first blockchain with built-in economic policy, with a built-in central bank that will allow you to do things like quantitative easing, interest rates, buybacks. And you can think of this as what a central bank for a country would behave in a way to stimulate or destimulate its economy. And so essentially, MahaChain would or stimulate the economy, or they do things like quantitative easing, or give or US dollar airdrops to sort of stimulate the economy, right? And I think this is very revolutionary because crypto today or blockchains today have not been incentivized by the blockchain token or the native token, right? But if we have a blockchain, a MahaChain, with the Maha token not only protecting and governing the chain, but also incentivizing economically the dApps, the different users on the chain, then we effectively create a perfect or the most decentralized economy. So MahaChain, the DAO-powered blockchain with built-in economic policies, is set to launch in the first quarter of 2022. So which means the coming quarter, the next quarter itself, this chain is going to go live. With the testnet having launched the chain in a white paper written jointly by myself and Suhas Kulkarni, who is an economist that we have been working with over the last 6 to 7 months, a brilliant mind who has advised various prime ministers, various financial ministers, has had a background in economics for over around 20 years or so. And so we're sort of using some of the smartest minds to build these new economic policies that would get coded into the blockchain. MahaChain will be an EVM chain, which means all your Ethereum dApps, your Compound, Aave, SushiSwap, all your Ethereum guys will be able to sort of build on top of the MahaChain. And it is using proof of stake, but a different modified version of proof of stake called proof of stake POS DAO, which allows the DAO, the community, the people to be the ones securing the blockchain. So this will not be like a Binance Smart Chain, where in the Binance Smart Chain, most of the nodes are owned by Binance, but this will be more of a people driven or community driven chain where the nodes are run by the community themselves. And the most exciting thing is that the primary focus of this blockchain will be high inflation countries like Venezuela, countries like Argentina, Turkey, Nigeria. So these are the different communities and countries the MahaChain will focus its attention on. This means, of course, because it's an EVM chain, that the MahaChain will also host your NFTs, your DeFi, your DEXs, your lending protocols, all the things we love about Ethereum will be added into the MahaChain. And also, there will be bridges that will allow the MahaChain to integrate very seamlessly to, the Ethereum, the Polygon, and all the other blockchains in the world. Uh, and this is the website, guys. This is mahachain.com, the first blockchain for a decentralized economy. MahaChain is the first DAO-run blockchain with stablecoin transactions, which incentivizes dApp creators, meaning that the transaction fees in the MahaChain will be stable. It'll be using Earth to pay for all the different transaction fees, which means that your gas fees, your GUI, will always be predictable. And this is something a lot of people like, because today, one back in 2016, 2017, when Ethereum, when one ETH was maybe $50 or $100 or something like that, people thought that it was not too expensive to pay for transaction fees. But today, when one ETH is $4,000, it's very expensive to use Ethereum blockchain, right? So just like how we have XDAI, MahaChain will also use stablecoin transaction fees in the form of Earth. And of course, it is the first blockchain with built-in monetary policies. This is the coolest bit, honestly, I feel. It's eco-friendly. It's using proof of stake. You can use a laptop to run a node. Of course, it is fast with block finality of less than 5 seconds. And we are working towards making it secure with support for more than 100 community-driven validator nodes. And so this is MahaChain. Documentation, resources, code will be made available shortly after in the first quarter of this year. And we're expecting a go live date or a soft launch sometime in the month of Feb itself, right? And when MahaChain goes live, the first dApp to go live on the MahaChain is the Earth wallet with an integration with Petro that will go live in Venezuela. How exciting is that? The first users of MahaChain will be the Venezuelan people who will be using it to send Earth and Petros back and forth to buy bread, to get their, to pay for different services, goods and services, so on and so forth. How awesome is that? I think that's the. Hold on, guys. Okay, fantastic. We're back. Let's see here. Yeah. Oh, guys, you guys in the chat are crazy, yeah. So, can you guys hear me again? Testing. Okay, I think yes, they can hear me. Fantastic. Cool. So, yeah, the first users of MahaChain will be the Venezuelan community, the Venezuelan users. And after Venezuela, we'll be targeting Turkey because the Turkish lira recently hit a new low after a recent rate cut. Yeah. So this is our plan for the next few quarters. And I think what we're going to do now is we're going to take some questions, right, from the community. So what I'm going to ask is I'm going to ask Urvesh to give me some questions from the community. Before we conclude, I just want to say one last thing is that this is not possible without the people. And we need you guys to help us in this journey, join us in this journey and help MahaDAO grow, because MahaDAO is not a VC-driven project. It is not a project which is a pump and dump. It is a long-term belief with a long-term vision driven by people like yourself. So this is the application for DAO patrons, which is a way for you to receive Maha rewards for contributions that you can contribute to the community. As you can see here, we have many different people who have already become patrons. and they are receiving Maha tokens as rewards for contributing in some way, any way or form to the Maha DAO. My request is, guys, we need your help. We need help. We need more people to help us in this mission to create a big impact in the world. And you can do that by just visiting this site and filling in information about the about yourself, what you can do, what you can contribute, and so on. So this is the last thing that we have to say. I think let's take questions now, and we can take questions primarily. Let's do it on the YouTube chat, Telegram, and Discord. I have my phone with me, and we'll be trying to answer questions over the next. How much time do we have? I think we have 30 minutes. Is it? What is it? Give me a moment. Yeah, we have 30 minutes. So let's take questions from the community and answer them one by one. Yeah, cool. So let's see here, Telegram. Okay, I'm just I'm unmuting the group as well. Okay, yeah, that's fine. It's unmuted. Fantastic. Okay, so the first question is on YouTube. When staking, how many Maha for a node? Okay, so currently the staking website is under upgrade. So let me see if I can show you guys where we are with the staking portal. We have some very crazy APY numbers, but at the moment we are sort of getting the the staking the smart contracts being upgraded. So either we finish this today or tomorrow, but I think the next few days, 1 or 2 days, the staking portal itself goes live. And we have a sheet as well for reward calculation. Do I have it here? No, I don't have it here. But we're looking at around 100 plus APY already for the Maha X takers at current price. How much Maha for a node? Basically, we're looking at around 2,500, a minimum. The current criteria, although subject to change, is having 2,500 Maha X, right? Which means either you stake 10,000 Maha for 1 year, or you stake 2,500 Maha for 4 years, right? And so that is the current criteria for running a node. But also, you will have to be voted in by the community as well. So not only do node validators stake certain amount of tokens, but they need to also get voted in by community members putting down their Maha tokens to vote for you. And this creates a very decentralized way of securing the network. So second is my question. I had Earth 1.0 staked, but it wasn't worth the ETH transaction fee. Now I'm a bag holder as it was. Can you help? For sure. Just raise a support ticket and we will reimburse you for your transaction fees. And of course, you will be added into the Earth debt pool, which will allow you to reclaim whatever you have spent on Earth version 1. What is the target for next year? My personal target, I mean, it's not either next year or the year after, but my personal target is for Maha to be $100. Essentially, there are a lot of people who believe it can go higher simply because if you compare Maha with maybe Frax or Terra Luna, I mean, Maha can easily grow by $500 or $1,000 even. But my conservative target is $100. And I want to make sure that we work towards it. But please don't pin me on this because this is not financial advice. I have to make that disclaimer. This is just what I believe as a founder I should be able to deliver over the next 1 year. Hey, will there be any integration of Scallop chain? Yes, there'll be bridges. They'll allow you to integrate with Polygon, Scallop chain, Ethereum, Avalanche, Solana, Binance Smart Chain. So with the help of these bridges, we will be able to integrate with most of DeFi. Let me see if I can get some questions on Telegram. Okay, there's a question that says, how do you plan to introduce MahaChain in Turkey in case of a cryptocurrency ban there? So, in the case of Turkey, it's very interesting because Turkey has been open towards creating or launching a CDBC, a central bank backed stable coin, digital currency. And so Turkey is one of those countries that is more open towards the cryptocurrency industry. But in case there is a ban, then there are two things that we would do. The first thing is it's a peer-to-peer decentralized network. It does not need regulators to, sort of approve it. But if the regulators do approve it, then there can be special benefits that the government can get if they do approve it, like taxes, profit, transaction fees, and so on and so forth. So if there is a ban, it is still fine because everything is decentralized. But because there are so many other countries that are also open to cryptocurrency because of high inflation, we would most likely start looking at other countries as well. There are so many in the list when you think about inflation, and I think this century is a century where the biggest narrative will be inflation. So that is with respect to if there's a ban on Turkey. What else? Sorry. Let me see if I can get more questions on Telegram. When community for India? So Raj, the question that says from Raj that says, when community for India? Mahadao is Indian. Unfortunately, we are not listed on any Indian exchange. Uh, I mean, Mahadao is a global brand. I'm Indian. That's the only difference, right? But ironically, we don't have any Indian exchanges. However, that is going to change because we have actually closed an exchange listing with one of the biggest exchanges in India. And at the right time, that exchange listing would go live. So pretty soon, although at the moment the focus is, the high inflation countries. Um, does the token remain the same, or is it a separate token? No, it's the same token. We're talking about Maha and Earth. No new tokens. Just, stake Maha, and then you get to participate in the network, secure the network, earn rewards, stuff like that. That's what it's all. It's not a new token whatsoever. Let's see here. I want to be an early validator. So Ivan says, I'm taking questions. Let me take questions from Discord. Sorry, guys. I'm just all over the place. Okay.
There's one question in the YouTube live chat
Yeah.
asking how many screens you got.
How many screens I've got? I've got eight screens. Like there's four here, and there's four behind, and then there's of course the news that's playing over there. So I have eight screens, and I have one screen for Telegram, one screen for Twitter, and one screen for Discord because the community wants me to like speak to them, so I have to keep one screen for the community. No, sorry, three screens for the community. So that's what it is. Yeah. Let me see. There are no questions on Discord, so I'll just continue with questions on the YouTube. So Alex says, when will we receive staking rewards? As I just now showed you, we are upgrading the staking contracts, and so once that is done, then the staking rewards would go live. So in just the matter of next few days, 2 to 3 days, staking rewards go live. When Lambo, I don't know when Lambo. So, that's not a question we can answer. When can we expect Maha staking for those who locked tokens on the Maha site? Again, next few days. Those who have already locked tokens will get a bonus, than the others, simply because they had locked tokens before staking went live. How is MahaChain different from other blockchains out there? It's very simple. MahaChain is not competing with Ethereum. It is not competing as an ETH killer. Rather, what it is going to be is a layer one chain with economic incentives focusing on Venezuela, Nigeria, Turkey, other high inflation countries. But also the dApps that are built on the MahaChain will also earn Maha rewards. Today, if you go to the Ethereum blockchain and you build a very popular Ethereum application, you don't get any rewards from the Ethereum blockchain, because Ethereum blockchain does not have this concept at all, right? Of giving you rewards for driving growth on its platform. So MahaChain, if you build on MahaChain, you will get economic incentives in Maha, rewards in Maha tokens for simply, being there and driving volume and transaction. So that is the biggest difference, is that it's the first blockchain with an economic incentive, which I think is so groundbreaking and revolutionary, that we might see copycats, we might see, a lot of new people, new interests coming in when MahaChain sort of goes live. Um, will we have to migrate our ERC20 Maha for staking? So there will be a bridge between the ERC20 Maha and the MahaChain Maha. And so the staking will be migrated, but most of it will be current will be made gasless for you. So you don't have to pay for any gas fees, or really you won't have to do anything if you already staked your Maha on Polygon. So that's one of the things we're going to do, is we're going to make sure that the transition is very smooth and simple. What do you mean by targeting the Turkish community? Turkey does not have a digital currency yet. So essentially what we're going to do is first focus on Venezuela and get it right. And once we're able to show that we are successful in creating a currency, in launching Earth, in integrating with Petro in Venezuela, then it becomes very easy, or very very simple for other countries to understand what MahaDAO has done in Venezuela. They can then do it with Turkey. They can then do it with Argentina. They can do it with so many other countries where the inflation is a problem, right? So people can learn lessons from us and then integrate with us once they see a successful launch in Venezuela. So that's how we're going to, target Turkey and other countries, Nigeria, Argentina, other high inflation countries, once we show a successful launch over the next few months. So how will price go up if nobody is selling? No sell wall. So essentially we are, of course, buying back a lot of Maha. So I'm very, bullish on. It is something that I believe in, is that if the founders don't believe in their own product, or if the founders are not vested themselves, right, then what is the point, honestly, right? So which is why, we have purchased maybe what is, a large portion of at least my net worth into Maha, right? Simply because, we want to go all in. We believe in this. This is something I live and breathe every now and then, right? So so there's no sell wall, because we're the ones buying Maha as much as we can. When will we see Earth in Scallop? So Earth most likely in the month of Feb. That's when Earth and Scallop will go. But Scallop is also doing their major launch sometime in Q2, so March or so. That's sort of like tentative, their plan, although not confirmed. Once they are live, then Earth, integration with Earth is simple in Scallop. Will MahaChain mainly focus on CDBCs? Any room for DeFi or third-party dApps? Absolutely. This is the first blockchain with economic policies for CDB, for dApps and DeFi and third-party applications, NFTs or whatsoever. So it's meant for us, meant for our Ethereum folk, but with a focus on a focus primarily from the team on Earth and CDBCs. But of course, people can build whatever they want. They can build Sushi Swap. They can build Bored Apes NFTs. They can build Texas, Compound, Aave. All of them can be on the MahaChain, and they will get Maha rewards for being on the MahaChain. So yeah, it's open for all. TV screen behind you is distracting. Okay, all right. So, can I switch it off? I don't know how I can switch it off. Next time I will make sure to switch off the TV screen behind me. So next is, I think we should take a few more questions. Um, okay. The fees from MahaChain transactions, will they go to validator nodes? And what requirements are there to become a validator node? So the fees from MahaChain will go to the validator nodes. And the requirement right now is to hold 2500 MahaX and also be voted in by the community, by having the community stake their MahaX to you. Yeah. And that is something that we will make clearer and document over the next coming month. So question from Murugan. Steve was mentioning users or MahaDAO holders will be part of decentralized, meaning we will be one of the node providers, validators or so. Yes. The MahaChain validators will not be run by centralized or people we select. It'll be run by people you select, the community and the people, right? And so essentially, we're going to make sure that there's no way that any single entity can try and tackle or bring down the network, which is also why it was important for us to buy back Maha tokens from some of these investors, because the privacy investors had way too much Maha tokens that they could have possibly taken down the network if they wanted to. So it'll not, the validators will be driven by people like yourself. It will not be run by us. We will of course run a node, but we will not choose or give exclusivity to people, to any node. It is purely decided by the people and what the community likes and wants. So yeah, again, stressing on the people and how focused we are in being decentralized. Can MahaChain also support metaverse dApps with TPS? Yes. Do we plan on applying a patent on Earth concept and GMU? No. So there's no point on having a patent, because patent sort of, number one, is restrictive on creativity and allowing people to build sort of on these ideas. The reason why there's no point in having a patent is because what's more important is delivering things as quick as we can. So what we're focused on more is taking the ideas and the concepts that we are creating and putting it onto the market as quick as we can. And in reality, the person who does it first is actually the winner, not the person who protects it, right? So there's no point having a patent for something that is decentralized. Rather, the focus or the energy should go towards pushing this out into the market and getting it used and having users as much as possible. So that's the perspective on having a patent. So we're not going to do any patents. Everything is open source, free to use. Even the wallet, Earth wallet, will be made open source once the development is done. So yeah, being open, fair, but of course, being very fast. And that is our special secret sauce. What else? Does it affect or change 4 years Maha staking for IDO? No. So the IDO you stake, the tokens you stake for the Maha nodes are different from the tokens you stake for the IDO or IBO. Is there a plan for boosting liquidity on DEXs? Yes. So there is a plan for boosting liquidity on QuickSwap and Binance Smart Chain that will be coming soon over the next few weeks or few days or so. When QuickSwap DEX, boss, already QuickSwap DEX is integrated. Okay, before I keep on going rambling over and over again, let me just take 2 or 3 more questions and then hopefully we call it a day, because I do want to make sure that we respect people's time. But your questions, guys, are amazing. I'm very excited to obviously share with you guys this update. And so just 2 more questions, guys, and I think we can call it a day. Will there be an increase in token supply for Maha for nodes, rewards, distribution? So the increase so Maha already has an inflation rate of 50,000 Maha tokens every month. That inflation rate will carry forward over the next 9 years. Before today, the inflation rate was around 200,000 Maha tokens, 250,000 Maha tokens per month. So from 250,000 Maha tokens to 50,000 Maha tokens. So that is the shrinkage of inflation that has happened right now. And from this 50,000 Maha tokens is where all the incentives for the MahaChain, for the IDO, IBO, the patrons, the community, everything will come from. So already predefined as per schedule, no new increases than what is already defined. Last question is does MahaX takers still receive fees without a node? At the moment, we have not built the system to go that far, but we could think about it. And if the community wants it, then obviously we would build it. So that should be sort of it. Cool. Awesome, guys. Thank you so much, honestly, right, for allowing me to share with you all the exciting updates that we had to share. I wish that, let me see if I can go back to the patrons. Yeah. I wish more of you would join us in this journey. We need help. We need people like yourself, no matter how big or small your contribution can be. We need your help to make this into something very big. So I request, if for those of you that are interested to help us in a big or a small way, join us as a DAO patron, do some contributions and earn some Maha tokens as incentives for helping us grow. So that's it. Thank you guys so much for your time. Really apologize for some of the lag or issues that we had. This is the first time that we're doing a YouTube live AMA, but I can assure you that we're going to do more of these in the coming few months to keep you guys posted with whatever is happening. And with that, we are going to sign off. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful New Year's and happy holidays. Okay, all right, and